I'm not sure you know, but someone placed 200,000 bets on Masvidal to win tonight. What would you say to the person that placed that bet on Masvidal to win tonight?
Whoops. Whoops. I
Would,
mean, if you're going to bet money like that, you probably don't need it. So I hope he doesn't miss it. A lot of people were thinking that he would be out of shape for this fight. He wasn't. I mean, he's been training. And he came in prepared. He came in ready. Of course, I would like a lot more time to really strategically prepare for a guy like him, to really pick him apart better than I did tonight. But I had to do what I do best, and that's dominate a guy from start to finish. Just kind of dealing with all the circumstances that I had to deal with this whole week. I think in the last 3 days, I slept maybe 10 hours, if that. And then, of course, dealing with the heat. And then, of course, having the weight cut and things like that. It was a very, very challenging week for me mentally. Like, I can't even tell you guys what the last 24 hours was like mentally. And then, of course, with a guy, with a dog like Jorge Masvidal, it was very challenging. But, you know, these are what champions are made of. You have to rise to the occasion and take care of business, and that's what I did tonight.
Ever think, let's just not fight this weekend?
This is the first time I spent 2 months away from my daughter. And then, of course, you have to deal with the new system, you know, with the new coach, just kind of getting used to that new place, a new atmosphere. It was tough, but, you know, I dealt with it. I went through it. So then in the last minute when they're saying, oh, well, you don't have a fight, and then this possibility popped back in, I'm like, no, I'm going to fight. It's going to be tough making a mental switch and a strategic switch for a guy like him, but you know, we had to make it on the fly, and we did. Yeah, just mutual respect, and you know, we both feel that we'll do it again, and absolutely, I would like a lot more time to prepare for a guy like that, and really be able to dominate in the way that I want to, picking my spots and try to get that finish standing. And he's a veteran. He's a crafty veteran. You know, he's got tricks that a lot to the untrained eye people don't see. He's got a lot of tricks there, but you know, I would love to do that fight again with, especially you see my last couple fights. You know, I like to pick my spots. I like to really pick a guy apart, and I've evolved so much, you know, but I still got, you know, tools in the tool shed. So if I need to wrestle, that damn motherfucker, I'm gonna wrestle, you know, but I need to showcase a lot more of what I have in the toolbox, and you know, I would love to do that with a lot more time. You know, we'll start thinking about fighting somebody again. I mean, that's the one thing in this division. There's no shortage of contenders. Leon Edwards is there. I mean, the guy's been tearing it up. Gilbert had an amazing year. He's there. You know, Colby thinks he's there. So, you know, there's no shortage of challengers. There's always going to be a challenger, and they're always going to throw somebody in there with me. And whatever the company feels like they want to throw in there, that's my job as a champion, is go out there and dominate him like I just did. No, it's not that I anticipated. I know his wrestling's good. Like, people were not giving him credit for that. I know his wrestling's good. He's one of the best at his takedown defense is very, very good. And you can see it in his style. When you watch a fighter, when they're afraid of someone's wrestling, afraid of being taken down, they're crouched over in a stance, they're very low, and they're afraid to throw kicks and things of that nature. Masvidal's not. He's standing straight up, bouncing up and down. He's firing off those kicks at will. And I knew he was going to be a tough guy. His wrestling's always been good, but, you know, my wrestling's just a little bit better. You know, my wrestling is just a little bit better than everybody. Just tactically, how to put a whole fight together. I'm just a little bit better than everybody in this division. That's why I'm the champion. There was a time where people started hating Floyd Mayweather because he was so dominant. And Floyd his defense was so good, and he was just so good at what he did. We can agree on that. He was so good at what he did to where everyone's like, "Oh, that's boring. He's not just fighting because people want to see a bar fight." You know, we're risking our lives in there, and we've trained. What was the point of training each and every day, and then going there and just slugging around and taking punches? You train to be able to make someone miss, to be able to control them in a certain way. That's what training is for. So you're not in there just taking punishment at will. And I do that better than anybody.
When he was in the cage with you, he said, we don't need the bad blood to promote the next fight. We don't need to do that. We don't need to teach the younger fighters that that's what they have to do to get money and promote fights. Do you agree with him?
Absolutely, and that's what I was saying. Leading up, I talked a little bit about this. I felt that like he turned into. I think that was a statement I made that he had turned into something that he never wanted to be. And what I meant by that is that the whole trash talk and all of this. George Masvidal was, the reason he had my respect is because he's a martial artist, and that's the first thing you're taught in martial arts is respect. And that's all I want to do. I want to come in here and I want to compete, and I think he wants to do the same as well. So it's a mutual respect thing there. He can fight, of course. I think a lot of people want to see him fight the guy that I fought last, Colby. I think a lot of people would be interested in watching that match. I know I would. If a lot of people, MMA fans, really look at what George did towards the latter part of his career, they looked a lot like that. Dominated guy, take them down, just beat them up, and utilize each and every aspect of the martial arts, mixed martial arts, and I think I'm on the same track. And so, yeah, we're both tied for most consecutive wins, and that's a fight that I look at and I love, and I want a fight like that to be able to train and showcase all my skills and have him showcase his skills. I think that's a crazy fight. It's a huge fight, and I think a lot of people would want to see it. When originally they were talking about doing this fight, that was April. I'm like, okay, I'll step in. We'll take him on. And that was at the point where I said I would take the fight on, I think almost 2 weeks, maybe 10 days, 2 weeks notice. I said I would take the fight. And so I started training for that maybe about 7, 8 days. And unfortunately, they couldn't come to terms on his side. And so that fight got scrammed. And then there was a possibility, there was some talks of maybe doing it in May. And so I got about 4 days of dieting and getting back training for him mentally. And then unfortunately, that fell apart again. And so I haven't really had extensive time to really train for him. But I would love to see how that works out, giving me 6 weeks to mentally hone in, study film, break him down, and just pick my spots and just use more tools.
I'm not sure you know, but someone placed 200,000 bets on Masvidal to win tonight. What would you say to the person that placed that bet on Masvidal to win tonight?
Whoops. Whoops. I mean, if you're going to bet money like that, you probably don't need it. So I hope he doesn't miss it. Everybody has their season. Everybody has their thing. When I continue to go out there and do my job, at some point, they're going to realize, like, man, this guy's the real deal. There's no opponent you can throw in front of him that he can't get through. So, it is what it is. I wasn't bothered by it at all. I think he did a great job, well-deserved for him. And, of course, Izzy was on there as well.
So Dana said that Burns should be the next one for you.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. If that's what the company's going to make, that's what the company's going to make. I was willing. I prepared for a fight like that. I was willing and ready. And so it doesn't change anything. If that's the next fight, then, once I get healed up and I'm able to get back in there, then I'll get back in there. But, that's the one thing in this division. There's no shortage of contenders. There's dogs all sitting outside wanting what I have. So I have to just continue to train, get better, and go out there and take them all out one at a time.
If you guys are enjoying the content, please leave a like, subscribe, as it really does help the channel out. And I will be seeing you guys in the next video.